Hi guys, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Lake Taneycomo. It is Saturday the 16th of October and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. Today I'm sitting right in front of what we like to call the brown house, and I'm still sitting close to the north bank over here, but I'm going to fish out towards the middle today. I've got my 3-weight fly rod running down the 7X Tippet. I've got a size 16 kangaroo scud there, and on the back is one of Jeremy Hunt's perfect scuds, size 16 tan. That perfect scud are weighted a little bit more, so that's going to help get all this leader material down. I've got, let's see, probably about right at 7 foot here deep to my last scud. Oh, windy, very windy up here today, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Captain Blake Harris just got done with a trip, and on his way out he gave me the thumbs up, so I'm gonna guess that they were fishing the micro jig, and he was sitting out here in the center catching fish. Bright and sunny today versus our overcast day yesterday. Yesterday when we came up here, you could see all those fish eating and moving along the edges of the bank, and I'm not really seeing that today, so I think I'm gonna concentrate on the middle of the lake. I had 2 of those size 14 or size 16 ruse scuds on there, and they were not sinking quite good enough, so I put that little perfect scud on the bottom because it's a little heavier and it's definitely pulling it down where it needs to go now. Scotty's is doing their benefit tournament today, on top of it being a beautiful Saturday, so the lake is very busy right now. My buddy Brad Reed was just up here fishing a second ago and caught a 20-inch rainbow fishing a 1/32 ounce jig that he made. There was a ton of fish midging early this morning before the sun came over the bluff right in front of the dock, and quite a few people out on boats right in front of the dock catching fish. I'm just gonna go ahead and say nothing officially on the first cast. I'm not sure what makes the fish eat all the way over there in the shallow water one day and then not the next day, but I certainly pulled into that bank a few times before I started the video just to look. I could not see any fish moving around like they were yesterday. Kind of strange. So I've got that little pulse indicator I was talking about yesterday on. Just a little foam, sticky foam that you put around the line and pinch to itself. Really helps you see those small bites, because whenever the bites as tough as it is, they sometimes they don't just pick it up and run with it. They just barely wiggle the indicator. So the smaller the indicator, the better you'll be able to see the bite and have a chance at setting the hook. Oh, that might have been a bite. It's kind of hard to tell when those wind gusts pick up. They throw a wave and it kind of moves that piece of foam quite a bit. When I'm fishing the deeper water, you can kind of get away with moving that indicator a bit, wiggling those scuds across the bottom. Sometimes that little bit of action will help pick up some fish. Now when you're fishing like we were yesterday, and you've got it only set a foot deep and you're fishing 10 inches of water, you pretty much just have to land your cast right where you think the fish are going to go and get it at. Because if you move that indicator that close to them, they tend to spook away. It really is a beautiful day today. I think the high is going to be 73. I haven't looked to check and see what they're planning on running on the generations side of things. But sometimes they stick to a weekend pattern like they did yesterday and just run the water for 2 hours or so. Really hoping those fish were going to be stacked up on the edge just like they were yesterday. I kind of prepared everything for that, but you know, usually whenever we make a plan and then come out here to do it, it doesn't work out that way anyway. So from what I understand from Captain Blake and Captain Dwayne, that anytime they get a good chop up here on the water like it is right now, a Turner micro jig under a float seems to work pretty well. But something you always want to do when you're fishing the skids with the water off like this is just, you know, if you know your area, make sure your depth is set so that those skids are getting down there to the bottom. If my leader's too long and they're just laying across the bottom, then a fish can come by and touch it and potentially not be able to see it on my indicator. So you got to make it to where they're touching but not lay in with a bunch of slack in the line. Oh, I don't know. That could have just been my weighted scud getting caught on the bottom, but my indicator definitely went under the water. Ugh. This wind is not super conducive for what I'm trying to do with this lightweight stuff. Put a few casts towards the deeper side here. Oh, this morning when those fish were midging, Phil just took a size 14 midge and put it about a foot or less underneath an indicator and threw it out in front of the dock and caught, I can't remember, 3 pretty back to back. You see those? Oh, that was definitely a fish. You see those fish midging, especially on the lower lake, get a midge out and put it about a foot under the float and just start casting at where they're midging. Ah, I can't believe I missed my chance. Oh, hey. Man, I was just getting ready to say I'm going to take a couple more casts and call it a day. I'm kind of curious which scud he took here. I've really got that perfect scud on the bottom just to weigh them down. I'm thinking they're gonna take that. Oh, don't get caught around my foot. I'm thinking they're gonna take that kangaroo scud first, but we shall see if I can land it. Oh, yeah, that's a nicer fish. I'll tell you what, I haven't landed many fish in the last couple of days up here, but the ones I've hooked into have all been some very nice fish. Ooh, he's going for it. Yeah, this one's a fatty. Oh, and he took the bottom scud. Do what?
You caught lunch?
No, I think lunch is waiting on me already. There we go. Very fat, healthy, beautiful rainbow there. And he did take the bottom scud. All right, now I'll say a couple more casts. I'm just glad going to the deep side finally paid off here. Remember a couple weeks ago, Phil came out here with the water off, and he said he wound up fishing the bluff side deeper with a scud kind of like this and had done real well. And the last few days has been the shallow side, and maybe today's the middle. I don't know. But if I was out here fishing all day, I would definitely keep scooting in between the different sides and seeing which was working the best. I've definitely seen quite a few fish rising over there near the bluff, so maybe this would be even better over by the bluff. Oh, that was kind of looked like a bite. I definitely think under tough conditions though that fishing the scud is probably one of the better ways to... Oh, that was definitely a bite. They're not hitting it very hard, they're just barely moving the indicator. I definitely think it's one of the better ways to target at least some fish. There's another one. Yeah, they're man, it's almost hard to tell the difference between the wind blowing and a fish biting that indicator. They are just barely picking it up. Whenever you're using this 7X Tippet, you got to make sure your drag set on your fly reel, because a fish of even just a light size is going to be able to pull your line out and break that 7X Tippet if your drag's not set right. And you really just got to take your time playing them. If they want to take some more line, let them take some more line. I always want to make the mistake of rushing them into the net, and that's usually whenever they shake their head and break the line. And he took the kangaroo scud. Alright, we got a taker for each today. A little smaller, stalkerish size. Probably a stalker. But we thank you guys for watching today. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll get out here and do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.